It's just a trinket piece in another slot.
I think the legs are most.
Okay.
Right,
So.
I tested the legs
Probably
See if we can do this.
and the boots. And the boots seems a bit meh because you can drop the stacks too easy.
I'm gonna
but
keep
the leg,
by the way?
the Discord
the
on
legs crit
so that I can listen to raid
24K.
instructions once we get in there. I can turn it down a bit so that...
Just pull the torch, skillet.
Okay, I need to actually get out there. It's gonna be teleporter over. Oh shoot, where was it? Why am I up at the Great Seal?
Want to pull it?
It's like down. Yeah, it's here.
Go pull it.
Can I get a summon?
Or
how do I get there?
So we're testing
just go to the flight master.
We just finished like 3 hours of heroic testing.
Ah, okay.
We have a warlock here, we can summon you.
It's gonna be difficult to
question,
string together words
sorry,
while
guys.
listening
Anybody
to
here killed the Conclave on Mythic?
Do my best.
No, we're working on
I
it.
have a few questions.
Oh shoot.
Skinny has.
So I can
Skinny's going.
stream.
You're working on
Skinny
it?
was fucking
like this.
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm gonna need
we're
to
progging on it. We've gotten to we do Gonk, Kimball, Paku Akunda. I forget what we do. We've gotten to the third one.
Okay.
With the hard part
So
where
I can
we
string
lost
like
and
this
then we all die.
until we actually get to the
how
fight.
do you handle the curse?
But when the fight is active, I'm going to
So you mean
flip
the healing thing?
To this
so
that I
so
can actually
druids,
record at the same time.
Shamans,
I'm test that right now, so I'm gonna
and-
turn on recording and see if my computer melts.
Do you say dispel him now, or do you
Yeah,
just
so
dispel it as soon as
I
someone
play
gets
my
it?
druid. I heal on my druid, and when we go stack up for Paku, we have
It looks okay.
people
Turns
dispel.
away.
So as soon as the raid starts taking damage, you dispel because it takes 6 seconds for the debuff to jump to another target.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it'll last through the first 6 seconds.
So,
you know, you won't have to dispel for the first 6 seconds of the Paku, and then for the end of the Paku, you want to dispel again, just to make sure that you go into the next part with everybody topped up. But yeah, it basically requires.
Hang on, I'm gonna turn this down.
You know, what you should have is if you have like 4 DPS,
I'm gonna
who can
leave.
do it. Like just say every time the Paku starts.
Sorry,
like,
a lot
pay
of things
attention,
happening
and as
all
soon
at
as we
once.
start taking damage,
The light
there's no
off. I'm
DPS
gonna
check,
leave
just
the
dispel.
light that makes me look
Or
better
decurse,
off
rather.
until
It's not really
after
a
raid
dispel.
testing
And
is over, just
every
because it's
time
a little
blind,
bright.
3, yeah? Or 4?
My hands are still
2?
really cold, which is why I'm wearing a giant
think
hoodie,
that-
which
there's
isn't really
2.
helping
Yeah,
much, but
there's
it
2
makes me
that's out,
feel
yeah.
better.
So you have 2 people dispel
What
as soon as you
else?
start taking damage.
This
and
is
then
the first
the next
boss
2
in
people
Crucible
dispel,
Storms.
you
By
know,
the
like,
way,
if
this
you
is
just
the
have all your
next
people who can
raid. This
dispel,
is
pay
the filler
attention to
raid
it,
that
it's
will be
not really
coming
that big
after
of a deal.
Battle of Bazaar lore,
And you
but
time it
before
with,
whatever is happening Ashara wise. So
yeah,
if
we
you
don't
are not
follow
looking
the
to
full
find out
file,
anything about the raid, then this is
Well,
not the
I
right
mean, if the
stream.
person's low, like, and
got
they
a
need
cat
healing,
coming in here.
dispel them.
Thanks
you know,
for
and then heal
becoming
them
a
up.
member.
But what you should,
I don't
the
see
biggest,
it in
the most
chat, but I
important
saw
timing is that
the
you need to
pop up
dispel
on my
them
screen. I
when
wonder
you
if
start
it's an
taking
older
damage from
one, but in
Paku,
any
because,
case, if I
you know,
missed it,
you're relying on
thank you
your
guys
AoE
very
healing,
much.
and if one person
Appreciate the
like,
support.
needs spot healing, then your healers
Hope your Friday's
can't
going well.
AoE heal,
It's
and
doing
it's like you
something.
fuck everything
Doing
up. So you just have to make sure that when you go into
something.
Paku,
So I
the
just
only
need to.
thing
I just
have
need to
because-
remember
yeah.
before polls to flip
Yeah, it's
my
a-
scene
it's a
and start
curse.
recording. Otherwise, this
The
is just a
Wanton
wasted
Stain is a
exercise. I need
curse.
to not forget that. I may
So, like,
spend some time that
mages,
has.
um,
Sorry, I can turn it down a little bit more. I may spend some time
yeah, mages, shamans, and
without
druids are
without
free
any of the cameras on.
speakers.
I don't know how well. No, this testing should last a while, so this might be the whole stream. We'll see. It depends on if the group keeps together, but I would rather get more footage rather than less footage because it makes my life a lot easier when it comes to actually making the raid guide. So we're just gonna have this on, do our best. It might not be the stream that I wanted to do, but it's the stream that's gonna happen, and I can hopefully show you guys at least a little bit of the fight. I am healing, not very well, please don't judge me, but at least I took the time before stream today to go on to Warcraft Freaks and just like take the talents they told me to take. So that's a good start, right? That's an A for effort right there. Okay. Am I too quiet? I can turn myself up. I'm mostly just talking quiet. Oh no, my camera is freezing. I'm just gonna turn the camera off. It's not really gonna be doing much anyways.
Let me look at our anchors. No, it's during.
So this patch is going to be...
I use Trank with my tree
Here,
form.
I'll just turn them all the way off for now. This patch is going to be out one day. We don't have a confirmed date yet. They posted a reply, like a blue post reply on MMO Champion that said something to the effect of, it'll be done when it's done. There are a number of other things in the patch that we are working on. Need to get them all together so the content update can be released. Hang in there, we'll announce when it's ready. So it's just not done yet. It should be done soon. My guess, you know, if I was gonna hazard a stab at this, I would say somewhere around here, like the 5th or the 12th. I think the 19th is kind of late. People were thinking that it was gonna be like... There was a Warlords of Draenor time walking that was on the there was a Warlords of Draenor time walking that was on the calendar, and people thought it was going to be before that, but I don't see it anymore. I don't see it because here, wait, this is February. This is us. Next is an Arena Skirmish week, and then World Quest event, and then time walking Wrath. So maybe they took it off. Maybe it was up, and then they realized the patch wasn't going to be out in time, and they took it down. Keep calm and cuddle the kitty. That is my plan. I was hoping I would be able to make some... I was hoping I would have time to make some tea. I had some tea earlier. I don't even need the caffeine. I honestly just... My hands are really cold. Although the cat's here now, so that helps. Yes, that is the Sony RX100. I may need to switch the USB port that it's plugged into. I couldn't remember. I moved it to my kitchen for the baking stream on Wednesday. And then when I moved it back, I couldn't remember which port I had it in, because whatever port I used to have it in was working. It just needs to not share a USB root controller with something else, but I don't remember, so I'm just going to keep moving it around until it works, but I won't worry about it too much for today's stream because of all of the raid testing. So I'm going to put my headphones on and listen to what they're saying to see if it's...
Guys, I'll join on my monk, yeah?
Okay, they're just switching around the comp. Okay, so they're still talking about Conclave. This is the first fight. This is only a 2-boss raid. There's Restless Cabal and then there's Unat, Harbinger of the Void. We haven't really seen too much of this fight yet, but at least they fixed the disconnecting problem, so we should be able to see a little bit more of it. And on normal, hopefully we can push it past a couple more phases, because we only really saw a lot of Phase 1 earlier today. So the idea with this, these are kind of interesting. So there's 2 of them. You need to kill them simultaneously at the same time, otherwise they will try to heal each other. So you need to kill them both at once, but it's only really a problem, you know, at the very end. Like you can burst somebody and then wait. This big boy with his big fist is a melee bro, and then this guy is more of a caster bro. And the interesting thing about the caster bro is that he's actually going to be tanked usually by a DPS, because he will launch void bolts at whoever's tanking him. And those will increase threat generation and deal less damage the further away the target is. So typically the way that's going to work, it's like a warlock or a hunter or somebody is going to basically just hit him and tank him and stand really far away from him so he doesn't take all that much damage, and that's kind of the end of that. This one is a cone attack, and if you get hit by that cone attack, you become hostile to your allies. It's not a full mind control, which is kind of interesting. You can still damage the boss, but your friends can also damage you, so you just need to be careful. Well, A, don't be in that, because there's no good reason not to be in that. Oh, let's see what's happening. Is anything happening? Maybe not. It's quiet all of a sudden. Anyways, sure they'll be back shortly. Am I still in Discord? Yes, I am. Okay, and I'm still muted, which is good. Otherwise, I've just been giving a very awkward speech. Okay. He puts on... There's 2 debuffs that go out. One of them you need to run out with, and the other one you run in with. Dark Herald you want to share with your friends, because that will give them a
the
damage
markers
stun
are
buff.
still here? Wow.
You want to be careful with it, though, because it will
Let me
also
just put my
reduce your max
trades.
health.
1 sec.
and this is the part that I don't quite understand. Oh, here we go.
Dando, can you switch tank or tank? 1 sec. Thank you.
Yeah, it's only a 2 boss raid.
So Dando, you're gonna be tanking the speaker. While Dash and I will do the
This
fear.
group is choosing to
We're gonna
triple
start
tank.
with the purple gem, and then orange, and then green. Yeah, purple is basically block his shield. You know, basically destroy his shield so we can heal up. Orange is just AoE healing cooldowns, and then green is just keep nuke on the boss so we don't get much damage on us. Let me just check. Please tell me we don't need to interrupt on normal.
When the bosses are brought
Yeah, we have to
below
interrupt on normal.
75, 50,
We'll
and
just
25,
interrupt
they'll
2,
do a special
and then
thing
let the third
depending
go.
on which of these things they're standing
Always
near.
let the one closest to the tank finish the cast, and interrupt the ones at the back, and then slowly until we reach the last one. Why did you check for the pull? So Ledando, if you'll be ready, the moment he hits green, I'm gonna do a 3, 2, 1, so you can pull him. If you can be ready whenever he hits green. Let me start Ahmed on Fathul. We switch to 3 stacks. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Oh.
Cone guys
So
avoid.
that's the cone. Want to not be in that.
Pulled thread off the tank.
Front him.
The void crashes, I think, can actually be soaked. I don't fully understand. I should try and check. Dark Herald, so you can stand in that for a damage buff. I'm healing, so I don't want it. I do want to be out of that.
Did you want me to take that?
Should he take that res?
Yeah, of course, go for it, yeah.
More call.
Don't. About the cone guys. Remember, small circles, soak them.
Soaking? Yeah, okay. I don't know what that does, but I'm helping. A lot of my raid testing, typically, I'll just try to look at as many things going on as I can.
We can
and
switch
I
it to
won't
Ahmed.
really
Let me see if we
understand
can
them
switch it
until
to. Just tell me when
editing.
your stacks drop.
when I actually go and read through everything at my own pace when I'm not in a
Alright,
group.
ability incoming, guys. Make sure you nuke the big guy now.
Okay, this is a thing. Do I know what's going on?
Avoid the
Not really.
cone. Interrupts, please.
Something to do with interrupts. I can't help with those. So, I'm just gonna... Yeah. That's about the point that we've gotten to so far in testing. We get to about there, and then approximately that happens. And then we try it again. We haven't quite worked that out yet, but we have some time. This is not a time
Yeah, so
test.
apparently, until the shield drops off. Oh, by the way, Catkit, if you can go DPS here, please. Because,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
I mean, yeah, please.
Nothing. There's not much
So-
to heal.
Yeah, until his shield drops off, we can't get any heals, so we're gonna need to interrupt all of the mobs. It's very hard for me to mark them instantly since I don't have my macros here, but we're gonna need to assign 2 people to interrupt each ad if possible. We have 2 boomers, 1 rogue, 1 warrior, 1 warlock, hunter. Gonna be a bit tough. We can have the tanks interrupting then, if that's the case. But we have to make sure to interrupt everything. Stagger and Catkit. Stagger, you start first. Or Strag, sorry. You interrupt the furthest mob with I-beam. And then Catkit, you follow top. Whatever you see in I-beam, you go next.
Yep.
Right, so you meet. Hunky, you do middle and call out. Help me out here, Hunky, on calling out. So you do middle. I'll do the closest one. Tanks are gonna do the closest add to the tanks. So melees, you do the ones in the middle. Let both Boomkins and the Warlock do the furthest one away. So it's gonna be Strike
Oh, I
Boot,
see. The void
Strike
crash
I
will
Boot,
can't
then
bounce
Casket.
if
Then...
nobody's in it.
Sorry?
Locks can't. Demo locks can't interrupt.
Ah, your demo. Okay, okay. All right. So it's then Boomkins far back.
And every
Hunter
time they
and Rogue in the
bounce,
middle.
they do
Both
it for
tanks.
less. You let them bounce once or twice,
Near the tank. And then yellow and troll, you'll be back up
and then
basically.
you soak it.
Once the shield drops off the big guy, then we can let one and
Or at least I
go
understand
through.
that one thing.
Or we really can't let 3 go through. And don't waste time healing there, because all healing is reduced. Start healing after we let one of the ads go through. Let one of the cast go through. All right, let's go.
So I should really be tanking.
Panda, I do typically DPS in live raids. I only heal on PTR so that I can get into groups. So I can get some footage to make guides with. I'm not a very good healer because I don't have much experience with it. I'm almost always rated Shadow.
So far, you're the top DPS, so if we have you on the speaker, then we lose that damage on the big guy.
Well, I just have to establish aggro. And that's not hard.
Just then.
Let's
نجرب.
test it out then. Sure. Let Dando go back to DPS.
I basically just have to
Is he
true
just-
shot him, and then everything else gets to go into the other boss.
Is he just melee you, or what's he going to be doing to you?
He casts,
Casting
and that's
something.
it.
Okay.
And that cast deals drastically less damage based on how far away you are. Sometimes he'll bug out, and I can cast from like 50 yards. Other times he will sit perfectly at 30.
Can we get a stone down, please?
Summon me back too, please, Monk Rip.
Sure.
I've also got a cat on my lap.
Also, Lord, drop a repair stone, because I think I'm broken. Oh no, we got scaled down even more.
Yeah, I was reading a Holy Priest healing playstyle guide, and it was like, use the AoE buttons when people have taken AoE damage. For single target, use your single target heals. I'm like, well, okay, I could probably manage that. I know where salvation is, I know where him is, so when the raid leader calls for those, I can press them. Otherwise, I just press buttons. This is kind of neat. This is the new staff that drops out of here. It's got a use effect that places a damage absorption ward, and then... Sorry, no, it places a ward, and then if they take a big hit... Well, maybe just big. If they take a big hit, it will heal them for that same amount, essentially. And you can do that every 40 seconds. I usually remember to do it approximately once. But I put it on a key, so that's something.
We're not gonna stay for long, me and whoa, did you need to change that name, Ahmed? I can't keep saying whoa, did you whoa every time I try to call your name. Alright, let's go. Did we get Monken?
I'm here.
VoD.
He's gonna do, yeah. Fucking should they be closer to green marker hockey?
It doesn't matter.
Alright. We're going in 3, 2, 1.
It's usually good to have an eye on this guy so that you can see the cone really clearly. Okay, so that should be a medium bounce. And then there's going to be a small one, which is over here, and
Let's try
somebody's
2
in that.
stacks. Let's see if it works.
Good.
I'll just don't. Oh, keep the demon hunter top, guys. I'll just don't as soon as my stacks drop off to minimize tank damage.
that void bouncing mechanic is also present in the second fight of this raid. So that's big, so I do not want to be in it. And there's the medium. And if the small one is anywhere near me, then I can stand in it. Don't see it though. So that over on the right, that's Crushing Doubt.
Yeah.
And that is a
We're gonna
pulsing
get
AoE
to
that
the
does
event
drop
now,
off
guys.
damage,
Get
so you
ready.
want to be far from that. Whoever has it can run it out, although they want to be careful how far they run it, because it also does a fairly heavy dot to them.
One incoming kill. Make sure you interrupt, please, yeah?
I don't know how.
Interrupts, guys,
Oh.
interrupts. Make sure you interrupt.
I helped. I used my chest ice. Now I'm hemming because this is scary. Is this person alive? Can I... Okay. I don't know. I'm pressing all my buttons. I'm scared.
Interrupt, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just too low going into that.
Mm-hmm.
So hunky
Yeah.
guys, and then everybody else starts getting hit.
So how was I compared to the other tank?
Fine. It's not. It's honestly. I mean, I don't know. Just
Alright,
because
I'll
it's
turn
normal,
it
but
down
it's
more.
honestly not a big deal just to heal you and
I can't really turn myself
have the
up.
two of them deal with the.
We're just
tank
releasing
swap.
it. We can just release. It's a really long run back from the second fight. So we were having somebody get soul stoned and then res the rest of everybody, and at least once or twice I accidentally released
I mean,
and
I'm
had to run
healing
it back.
You know, 40% of my healing is going on you, but that's not unlike if I was tunneling a tank.
I do like undead. If I'm going to be playing a horde, I would prefer to be an undead. Cat's name is Kira.
75%. Let's keep an eye on the raid, make sure everybody's sub. Rupture would be the perfect cooldown for that yellow gem. Just to keep everybody top. I don't know about, yeah. Alright, no worries. Thank you for joining. Cat Kid, guess what? I don't want to do this, man, but what can I say? Let's go. Let's go.
I'm not done putting down feasts.
Holy shit! I didn't even notice that.
Let's go in 2, 1, go.
I figure as long as I prayer of mending a lot, that helps. Big one, get out. Oh, don't be in that. It would be nice if we could push this through a few phases, but a lot of these guys are EU, so it's quite late for them. The raid will stay open for testing all weekend. It's just a question of if I can find another group. Usually when there's like a multi-days long where they just leave normal mode open, it's really hard to find a test group because, you know, they're all on when it's only open for an hour. But as soon as you spread it out, it's tough to find somebody that's organizing, especially if they're just like organizing via the group finders. So that's why I am taking everything I can get here. If I don't see the later phases, it's not the end of the world. That was my life for most of the Battle of Bazaar lore guides. It just means a lot of illustration and the occasional misunderstanding of mechanics. But you do what you can. People take so much damage. Eee. Buttons.
Oh.
Healing.
Alright, make sure everybody's up. I'm making you take 3 stacks so I can. Basically, now I have the boss on me with 0 stacks.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Do that way.
So I'm supposed to top people, and it's really hard. Oh, nope.
Yeah,
about to-
can't heal you through that.
Guardian Spirit.
Yeah.
I wonder if I should be
well, it
out
did
of...
a lot less on the first
Hmm.
play test. So I guess they changed it to where you just don't want a fucking hunter or warlock tanking it now.
There may be some adult language in this stream.
Yeah, I mean it's doing how much damage to do like a mil. I healed you for like 700k, and I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, I've chosen
Yeah,
to
1.1
use
million.
no mods for my PTR experience to minimize odd errors, blue errors, and disconnecting, and to make a cleaner visual UI for the purpose of editing guides. It's easier to get footage of mechanics when there aren't mods and displays everywhere. So I don't raid with any add-ons on the PTR. I do, of course, use add-ons on live, but honestly, having done it this way, it's not that bad. You know, you miss the odd weak aura, I miss my nameplates, but it's not a big deal. I understand that my camera is off.
Thanks, up. Okay, let's see how it goes then. For the Dunder, you'll do that thing on the... Perfect.
Adult language, yeah. I promise it's
gonna be
not
my
for
last
me.
one for
If
tonight,
you
yeah?
do have children around, it may be a good idea to use headphones
good.
for at least the first
Moment-
half of the stream.
moment he hits screen, we're gonna go Dunder, get ready.
Once this group finishes, I will be adjusting to a more standard stream layout.
Go in 3, 2, 1. DJ, please, if you don't mind.
More 2 stacks or 3?
2, but I'll switch at 3 before yellow comes in, Ahmed. So one of us has 0 stacks, basically.
So I have the Crushing Doubt, so I'm going to run out. I'm also going to make sure that I keep myself pretty high, because I've definitely let myself die to this before. Although that was on Heroic, it does a little more damage then.
Yeah, I have 16k health. You would dispel me.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
you're fine.
Oh shit.
Look, you guys are pumping.
I mean, as long as I avoid mechanics, I guess I'm fine.
Yeah, I need to be dispelled for this one.
You already got dispelled.
That's what I
As
hear
soon
when you
as you-
speak.
Let you go up to 3. Yeah, I'm gonna taunt now, Ahmed.
Oh yeah, that's a small one. I want to be in that. That's right.
Boss should phase in 1%. Let's pop last now, please. Nick the boss.
Oh,
Make sure
yeah,
you trap, guys, yeah? Last, please. Drums, if anybody got some.
I will help. There's one of them that I want to kick. There we go. Oh, it didn't do it. Maybe it wasn't me. I'll just press all the rest of my buttons since I'm dead anyways.
Yeah, get to the Dunder. Let them accept. Go. That's because I realized. Oh no, he still puts the debuff here. But there's no mind control after it. Alright. I forgot that the normal, I think it's more forgiving.
Okay.
Alright guys, thanks for joining. I'm sorry, I'd love to go more, but it's
Is that
just
the end?
too much. We've been up for a long time. If you want, I can pass lead and you guys can continue. Good luck, and it was nice meeting you guys. Yeah. Thank you, and see you in the next test.
Okay. I'm out of
Yes,
here.
yeah.
So I'm going to do this.
Fart, fart, fart.
Gonna get out of that. I will probably speak a little more loudly now. I tend to be quiet if my brain is overloaded, which happens when I have to do more than one thing at a time. I will get my camera working. It's going to take me a moment. I'm going to need to switch the port on it. I also need to make some tea and just generally do a couple things that'll take a few minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip us to this stream so that you can at the very least look at my fish and then get my life sorted out. So I will be back shortly and we will just figure everything out. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream, but I don't see a good reason right now why I can't do. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna make some tea. I need it. Okay, you gotta get it. This one. I'm also hungry. I wonder if there's a snack I can grab that I can just like... Ah, that's too bright. Eat really quickly. Oh no, wait, that's the normal brightness. I've just been sitting in the dark for a long, long time. Okay. I wonder why that isn't working. Oh, I know why that isn't working. Do some camera troubleshooting while my kettle is running, or heating, or I hope it's not running. It's not a refrigerator. I'm sorry. I figure you guys all left during raid testing anyways. I can be as unfunny as I want. How do I do this again? Let's see, deactivate, reactivate. Let's see if that works. Hey. Although, am I laggy? Ow. No, I'm fine. My brain may have problems, but my camera seems okay. It does look very bright. Also, I think I may have finally warmed up, or at least I may not require the hoodie anymore. This is my Walt Disney World hoodie that my mom bought me when I was like 17. We went to Disney World together after I graduated from high school, and I thought it'd be warm because it was Florida, but it was like really windy and I was cold, so she bought me a really big hoodie and I like it a lot. Love the fish. Yeah, I'm hoping he's around. He is. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna feed him a bit. I was gonna see if he would eat. So, well, let's first make sure he's okay. Buddy, buddy. Oh yeah, he's right here. Buddy. Yeah, he's fine. So, the deal with Fleta right now, and you may be able to see it depending on where he decides to swim. He has a big lump on one side. It looks somewhat like bloating, but it is very much on one side. And we have tried a couple of different treatments that haven't caused it to go down. He is still eating. He's still swimming and acting normally. I have, for the last 2.5, 3 days, I have fasted him to try to get him to eat what I'm about to try and feed him, which is frozen Daphnia. It is a type of fish food that sort of acts as a natural fish laxative, so if he's just constipated, it should help. I doubt that that's the issue at this point, based on the other treatments I've tried that have not worked, but I want to know that I tried everything because he's my buddy and I'm sad. So I'm going to defrost some and we'll see if he'll eat it. It's mostly just going to look like I'm squirting snow in there just because they're very, very tiny. They're actually like teeny tiny microcrustaceans, which is kind of interesting. But I will defrost some of those while I grab my tea and a snack and, I don't know, my cat. Actually, cat, you want to stream? Are you here? Here. Kitty. You stream. Good cat. Oh no, cat, you left. You left. I'm a syringe or something. Oh, I know when she's gonna do this. Okay, so I'm gonna see if he'll eat it. They're really tiny, which I think is why he doesn't really see them as food, but he should be pretty hungry. Let's see. Yeah! Good boy! Good fish! Okay. That should be plenty. I'll give a little to the other tank and then, my tea. Oh, did I set a timer? Hang on. quite ready yet. Almost. Alright, guys. We can do, hang on, I should change the stream channel. We can do Crown Chemical. Rocket Farm. Let's do some of that. I haven't done any of my runs yet today. I also need to do, a Wrathy and Darkshore world quest. Oh, and because Darkshore's back up, you know what else we can do is we can try Darkshore for mounts. I still need a bunch of mounts from Darkshore so we can kill them on my priest. The mobs that drop them. And then also on my druid. Oh, man. I spent so long today fighting with the PTR that I haven't had any time to just, like, play. Like, normally I really like getting up early so I can just do, like, some world quests and stuff. And I guess I did. I did the invasion that was out this morning. Okay. And he should be ready. I'll flip the stream view back to the normal one before we get going. I also brought over one of those doubloon cookies. Although it had another cookie sitting on top of it in the thing, so it doesn't look as pretty. Not that it looked pretty to begin with. Okay, here's 1 cup of tea, and am I ready? Am I ready to start the stream that was supposed to start an hour and 43 minutes ago? Okay. My hair is just gonna have to live its life. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Alright. Okay. Shoot, what did I say I was gonna do? I didn't think it through this far. And there's an avian exotic veterinary care that treats fish. I'm hoping to not move him, if at all possible. I'd rather not stress him out more unless there's something that can be done, and I don't know. Like, if he needs surgery, I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if he would survive it. And then if he did survive it, I don't know how it would affect his remaining life expectancy, which is only supposed to be like another 8 to 12 months anyway. It's hard to say. Haven't been seeing World Quest for Darkshore. I did do the Warfront. Any ideas? So the Darkshore World Quest should be just spawning today, is my understanding. I think that it just flipped over. They're only available while your zone is in possession, which your zone, or while your faction is in possession, which it is not while you were attacking the Warfront. So now if you're Alliance now, it should be up. But yesterday, even though we were able to attack it, we were attacking because Horde had it, so they were able to do the world quest. So I'm going to start with the Wrathy world quest. I'm going to just, like, nibble on my snack here and catch up with chat a little bit. Oh, and take some big, deep... Wait. Oh, no, you're right. What's up with that? There's a portal up, so where are the world quests? Did the rares reset? Let me see. There's one up here that can drop a mount that I know I for sure killed last week, so I'll go kill it. It looks like their icons did. That's odd. My apologies for misunderstanding your question. I thought you had just checked yesterday, but no, there's no world quest up. Am I in past Dark Shore? Do I need to talk to this lady? Yeah, return me to the present. I don't know why I was in the past. I don't remember adjusting it to the past. Oh, maybe no. Yeah. Okay, so I think what happened for me, because there's the world quests. I think what I did is I had talked to Zidarmi to turn Dark Shore to the past for Love is in the Air in order to access Tehran's Love Token turn-in quest. So you just need to go talk to her and turn it back. That's my understanding. Also, I should probably kill that rare that could drop me a mount. Oh yeah, Crown Chemical. That's what I was about to do. Okay, well let's try this first because, you know, this is just like a real easy thing that honestly has a vastly better chance of dropping me a mount than Crown Chemical ever would. So let's see what happens here. Oh. I was on Dark Shore last night. Yeah, it was definitely for Love is in the Air. I did not bother resetting it for Lunar Festival because I only farmed like 30 charms each. All right, no dice on that mount. We can try Moxo. I mean, I need to do the world quest too, but we can try Moxo for the Umber Night Saber. I have the flippy flap, the flappy flu, the what do you call it? The flippy flap with the heads. What on earth are those things called? Is it a chimera? I have the chimera. I have the Ashenvale chimera. I think that's what it's called. But then, and the Kel'Darai Night Saber. Okay. Never seen the Ally City in Kultiras. It's awesome. Borealis is, in my opinion, the best city that they have ever put into this game, hands down. It is one of the biggest cities in terms of population, in terms of area. It is incredibly detailed. The parts that you actually need are very nicely organized and close together, so you don't have to like go running all over the city to get to the stuff that you need. But there's all sorts of other areas to explore if you want to. It's a gorgeous city. It's by far my favorite. No luck on that mount. Bummer. I need to head out. See you later, Joe. Thanks for waiting around during our delayed start. Just one of those Fridays. Okay. What do I need to do? Oh, I need to bomb some trolls. There we go. I heard some people theorizing that 8.1.5 was going to be like real soon. And I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. I need to make a couple more videos. I want to do, I mean, I think the first one I'm going to start on because it's more important is just like the summary, like the 8.1.5 summary, probably like the X cool things in 8.1.5, just because I need to refresh my own memory and I want to get that one done ASAP. But I also wanted to do one doing like a 1-to-1 portal comparison to seeing if we're getting new portals in the portal rooms, if we're losing portals, or if there's just like every single portal that's gone, there's a brand new one. I would be surprised if that's the case, but I'm just curious. And then I also, there's a new rating with leashes, so I want to do an overview showing where, like, which bosses will have new rating with leashes pets and what the pets will look like. So I want to do those videos. I just gotta find some time to do them. Boom Chicken, did you just flap your arms when you said it? Yes, that helps me express my point more accurately. It's the academic thing to do. Not sure if you saw my earlier post. Wanted to say thanks for the gamepad setup guide you created a while ago. Really helped. If you left a comment on last week's vlog about it, or maybe this week's vlog. At some point today I was reading vlog comments and I think I read your post. So no problem. And you asked something about, I'm probably not going to include it in the vlog because it's quite a large screenshot, but you asked about the jump key. I have not moved it. My jump key is still this one that is bottom right as it faces me. That is still the same button that I use for my jump. I haven't moved it. So the rare bosses, I want to say that's Handy Notes. I think Handy Notes is doing that, but you can also, you can see this world quest list will do it also if you click that T up there. I like the way Handy Notes does it because it will change the color of the skulls. Blue skulls are mobs that drop items that I don't have yet. So because I don't have Africa's toy yet, it shows me a blue skull for that mob. so that I know that if I just want to go out there and run around and kill all the rares that drop things that I need, I can identify really quickly which ones are which. Can't wait for the new allied races. I would be more excited if I had unlocked Zandalari, but I'm like nowhere close. My Horror Druid is still 114 and it's not a big priority for me. But I will have, well, assuming that I ever finish the Pride of Kulturas quest line, I'm like halfway through it. Maybe I should do that on stream. But I will have Kulturans mostly unlocked, I hope. So I'll have a Kulturan alt. I've been going a little harder, slightly at least, on my I've been going slightly harder on my what do you call them? Light Forged. Oh, there we go. Light Forged and get out of that. Light Forged and Dark Iron Dwarf alts lately because I've decided that I really am going to level an alt of each allied racer, at the very least the Alliance ones. So I should probably get a move on before they add out more races before I finish leveling my old alts. So I've been tanking dungeons whenever I find time on my Paladin, which is kind of fun. And then my Warlock at the very least gets run through. She gets run through the, I'm not going to worry about it. It's just a toy. She gets run through the Love is in the Air thing, which I will do. I will do it. Should we queue for that right now? Like, I'm still going to finish these world quests, but I can do a rocket run. Maybe all I needed was the luck of having you guys here. Maybe that was the missing thing. Raiding with leeches. There have been a good number of leech battle paths. Need to grind up Proudmoore. First time I caught you live, time zones and all. Welcome, April. Time zones are rough. This is going to be like an oddly timed stream because typically on a normal Friday, I am 8 minutes away from finishing my stream. But I've had such a weird stream today with raid testing and all that that I'm probably going to go late. I'm probably going to try and push it an hour late. I want to say I should stream until 6. I could theoretically go farther than that, but I'm going to get hungry despite my snacking. Should I do the world boss? Oh no, I can't do the world boss while I'm queued up for this thing. So I should go do the iron ore thing that I can come back for the world boss. I'm not planning on bonus rolling the world boss, so I can just kill it, no problem. Love to get a gamepad, but they're expensive and look complicated. They are expensive. I wouldn't say they're complicated, but there's a learning curve on them. Especially if you have been playing WoW for a long time and you've established years and years of muscle memory with a keyboard. It can be very difficult to switch. And the benefits are, I'm sure there are some because I like it, I use it, but I don't know, like, nobody's ever quantified it. Nobody has ever, like, it's hard to compare because you're usually using either one or the other. Like, if you took me and you made me raid a boss on the gamepad and then raid a boss on a keyboard, I'm gonna do like 1,000% more damage on the keypad, but that's because I've forgotten how to use a keyboard. It's not a fair comparison. So I think they're better. I don't know if you can quantify how much better. People play WoW perfectly well with regular keyboards. I wouldn't say anybody needs one. I do think it's a really good option for people that are having difficulties playing WoW with repetitive stress disorders. You know, you've got your carpal tunnel, you've got your tendinitis, that kind of thing, and your doctor told you to quit WoW, but you're not listening to your doctor because it's WoW. Not a medical advice stream, by the way. But if you're in that kind of situation, then it's something that can help. It won't fix your problem, but it is, in my opinion, somewhat more ergonomic. And then, or if you have disabilities, or you're missing fingers, or you have limited mobility in one or both of your hands, it can be something that can help you reach more keys. April, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for all the content you make. I appreciate you and all you do. That's so sweet. You guys are the best. You guys are so nice to me. And you're nice to me on days when I'm nice back. And you're also just nice to me on days that I'm just kind of getting through my life. And I really appreciate that. Handy Notes is the bomb chisel. It really is. It really is. I wish that they would, and this is just a personal preference thing, I can see why they might not, but I wish they would include all of the modules just in the base download and then let people disable them if they don't want them. I am very, very, very slightly annoyed by having to go download an additional module for every like holiday event that I want to use Handy Notes for, but it's a really minor inconvenience. I don't know how big the file sizes are, but I've got fat cat hard drives. I'm living the privileged 1% hard drive life, so I'm not too worried about my drive space. My wife thought she wouldn't like an orb weaver, took her about a month, but now she won't go back. Yeah, you can pry this thing away from my dead hands. I do not ever want to switch back if I can get away with using it forever. It's It's my Jim Jam pajamas, as I say. My first stream too, because Australia. Welcome to all of my Australian friends. I was gonna say mates, but that's only because I was just in that PTR raid with the EU guild, and there was at least one person who sounded British. I'm awful at pinning accents, but he was calling people mates, and it sounded like really cool. Where's the kitty? Kitty's probably in the other room. I've got my door mostly swung closed right now. She was on my lap for a while during raid testing, but I put her in the chair when I got up to make my tea, and she hasn't come back since. Cerberus, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thanks for the extra time on stream. No worries. Thank you guys for waiting for me. I know that I had to keep pushing it back, and raid testing is just an unpredictable thing, and I could have made the choice to dip out on raid testing and start my stream at the normal time, but I really want to, like, when I go into the raid guide editing process, I really want to, at the very, like, even if my footage is awful and I didn't get footage of anything, I want to know for myself that I tried, like, to the best of my ability, that I tried to get into the raid and see as much of the fight as I could. Otherwise, I just can't sleep at night. So I appreciate you guys and your patience. Prefer keyboards as I like the clicky clack of the keys. The nice thing about the Orb Weaver, not sponsored, is that it has mechanical keys, so I can be clicky clack annoying with my keypad. It's kind of nice. Bandit or this world quest. This world quest. I need to keep my head angled down so that my glasses don't catch the reflection. Like right about here, not the good angle. There's the good angle. Cute and bubbly, can't help but be nice. Aw. If only that worked when you PvP puck. I have yet to find the magical, like, personality type that will, like, shield you from all toxicity in pickup group PvP environments. Haven't found it yet. I'll keep trying. Glad I downloaded the Twitch app for add-ons. Way more simple to find what I'm looking for. I'm very happy with it. I guess I'm happy that Twitch bought Curse, because it used to be the Curse client, and the Curse client was fine, but it's been a few years, but my memory of the Curse client was that it wasn't really for finding add-ons, it was just for updating add-ons, and it also had a couple of odd issues with ads being served on it that had malware in them, like years and years and years ago, but there was an incident or two that made me uncomfortable about the Curse client, so I'm really glad that Twitch overhauled it, because it makes updating add-ons really easy, it makes finding them really easy. It does have a tab where I can accidentally start watching Twitch streams when I didn't mean to, which I'm sure is what they want. It's not what I want, but you can't have everything in life. At least it's not like putting sidebar ads in next to my add-ons telling me to buy like a WoW leveling guide or something. Greetings from the other side of the world, Argentina. Greetings. Oh, that was squeaky. Greetings. Lokhtar. I don't do a very good orc impression, although I was thinking I should work on it. Because I am somewhat eternally disappointed with some, not all, but some of the orc voices in the game, like, and I'm sure it's not a fault on the voice actor. I'm sure it was something in the directing or the writing or whatever, but like, specifically on Jadefire Masters. Hang on, I don't have any game sound going on. This is just nothing but me. Hang on, get some sound happening. Jadefire Masters, when you fight that fight as Alliance, the monk is an orc, and her voice lines, she is just so very rah, 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 you know? Does that make any sense? Of course it doesn't. But you know, if you've heard that voice acting, like I understand that she needs to sound like, you know, savage and whatever, but I feel like there's a way to do it while still sounding like you're a normal, you know, like you're speaking to a person. I got my Orb Weaver for Christmas, and it's just sitting there. Can't get used to not using the keyboard to move. It's a big adjustment. It's a big adjustment. You could always just keep it around, and then if you suffer a disfiguring accident, then you'll be ready. Yeah, rolling the new character so you only have a few buttons at a time, especially buttons that you're not used to, is the best piece of advice for that. The kid in the Tauren Quest Giver is very cute and very sad with the backdrop of that story. That's been in the game for a long, long time. Where's Mad Feather at? See a bird? Should I be looking up? Finally able to catch a stream. Welcome, Patchwork. Getting into watching WoW streamers. Have watched Taliesin, Bajira, and Panzer. I haven't caught a Panzer stream because they're on Facebook, and I never think to go on Facebook. Like, I've been meaning to catch one of them. And I just never, ever do because I'm actually never on Facebook. I'm not spending a whole lot of time on Twitch lately. I did dip into a Taliesin stream, which are wonderful because he was, like, mad about... I mean, it was right after the Blizzard layoffs. So he was on a good and proper rant, and I really enjoyed that. I love it when streamers and just, like, internet personalities get really mad about something that matters to them, because I don't really do that. I'm not a robot. I have feelings, but anger's not typically one of them. You know, I get sad. But I don't really do mad. So watching other people be angry, especially if it's for a good reason, like if somebody's just being toxic or they're like road raging or whatever, it makes me deeply uncomfortable. But if somebody has good points that they care about and they're like on a good rant, I enjoy that very cathartically. Wish you streamed on Twitch. I go back and forth. As greedy as it sounds, I often wonder if it would be more lucrative to stream on Twitch, because then I could join the legions of people being like, have you heard of Twitch Prime? But I'm just really comfortable here. I'm still sticking to my plan of one of these days I'll do an extra stream that doesn't replace these ones on Twitch. I do have everything set up for it. I just keep chickening out. I feel like I've put it off so long that it's become this thing in my head. And I keep chickening out. I keep getting all ready to do it and then not doing it. So one of these days I'll be brave, or just accept that I'm going to have a disaster of a stream and just do it anyways to get it out of the way. I used to have some pretty intense performance anxiety when I was a musician. If I had solo parts, like, I loved a good solo. I was a trumpet player in high school and university, and I loved a good solo because, like most trumpet players, I was massively egotistical and kind of a diva. Not to other people, but, like, in my head, I thought I was the best. I thought I deserved everything, and I thought I deserved to be heard. So I was really happy when I got a solo, especially because, you know, you could practice it and sound really good and show off and whatever. I was an obnoxious teenager. I'm still obnoxious, but, you know, I'm an adult now, so I can pretend that it's okay. So yeah, I loved solos, but they were scary. They were really, really scary. And the thing that my teacher, my private lessons instructor, told me is that he told me, you are going to have, like, hundreds, at least 100, but probably hundreds of bad solos. You're going to hate them. They're not going to be perfect. They might not sound good. They might be awful. People might boo, although that's unlikely. People are pretty polite in Canada. But, like, you're going to have hundreds of bad solos. And you just got to do them. You got to have them anyways. You got to do them, and then you'll get them out of the way. And then you'll do good solos. But if you don't do the bad ones, then you're never going to... If you just don't do solos at all, then you'll never do any good ones. So just, like, let go of the expectation that you're going to make it and that it's going to be perfect, because it won't be. And that's okay. You gotta just do the bad solos. So maybe I just need, I mean, this is not what he would have wanted from me. He probably would have preferred if I had stuck with the trumpet, but maybe I just gotta do some bad streams. How do you get back to Vol'dun? If you're Alliance, talk to the person at the boat wheel on the boat. I don't have Twitch on my phone. You could have Twitch on your phone. There is a Twitch app. It may even work better than the YouTube app. Excited to see you live. Be able to relax and play WoW too. Good luck on the rocket farm. Time to level another tune. I think I would prefer to be leveling than doing rockets. Also, there's time walking. Although I think I'm over the idea of doing that right now. I don't know. I should, because there's like coins. Now that I have all of at least the existing time walking toys, I'm not feeling super inspired to grind badges for the mount. I should do, you know what I should do is I should do at least one, maybe not on stream, but at least one on my mage and one on my void elf priest, which are the two that have like the 2875 and 1625, to get that first quest that turns in for a lump sum of 500 badges. Just two. Just do those two, and then don't worry about it. You can do it. Any band camp stories you can share? Oh man, I actually couldn't afford to go to most of the, like, I went to one band trip. It wasn't really band camp. There was a band camp, but I couldn't afford it. It was very expensive and very exclusive, so I didn't go to band camp. And then I didn't go on the expensive band trip, but I went on the local one. And I've told this story before. We went, and this was grade 7 or 8, so I would have been 12 or 13, along with all of the other children. And we went to Sun Peaks, which is a ski resort location in inland British Columbia. Not important to the story. I just like to prove that I can remember facts, and I'm not that old. I don't really remember the competition. There was a competition. I guess I remember it a little bit. I don't know. We went, we played some songs. They were the kinds of songs that 12 and 13-year-old musicians play. And then in the hotel room, we were like all, not all, but like we were sharing like 5 or 6 people probably to a hotel, and there was like a whole bunch of us like hanging out. And for snacks, they had passed out these Ritz cracker cheese combo things. It was like one of those buttery, really, I hate them, really like crumbly, circular Ritz crackers. Those like orange things. And then like fake cheese paste in between them. So it was like an Oreo, but like with Ritz crackers, basically. So nobody really wanted to eat them because they're awful. So we all pooled together and like peeled apart. I queued up as healing, but I haven't been doing it. We all pooled our Ritz cracker snacks together, peeled them apart to make a giant lump of cheese. Again, we're 13. We're not that smart. A giant lump of processed Ritz cheese, and it was about the size of a softball. And then somebody got it stuck to the ceiling of that hotel room. As far as I know, it's still there. It probably fell at some point to some poor, unsuspecting hotel cleaning person's dismay, but that's all I remember from my band trip. That's it. I don't remember any, like, crazy drama. I didn't go on any trips when I was older. At least not with, like, band people. So, I always heard that the band kids were, like, the crazy, exciting, dramatic ones, but I certainly didn't see any of it. Did I open my box yet? I did not, and there is nothing in it. Let's try character number 3. Time walking is super overtuned. I felt that way for most of this expansion. How do you get to Carnegie, y'all? Not like this. Admins is on Twitch. Admins is on Twitch. Admins. Is that a streamer? Still need to get the Water Strider mount. Here, time walking is the best way to get it. Yeah, I think that's true. You could always get it the old-fashioned way, though. Like, it's with time walking being overtuned, it may actually be, oh, I don't know about faster. It depends. Which thing of this holidays is worth for leveling? Which thing? I don't think there is an experience bonus. I don't think there's any XP buff for Love is in the Air. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there is one. Do you ever do Battlegrounds for PvP? I just started in Legion, would like to try PvP, but not sure how to start. Any suggestions? So I haven't really done a Battleground for fun in, like, a good expansion. And I never really got that big of a kick out of them before that. I've never really been a Battleground person. That is probably the place to start, though. That's a good place to kind of get a handle on your basic offensive and defensive abilities and when to use them. It's a good, like, relaxing, low-effort thing to do with some friends. If you're just getting into PvP and you're not sure how to start, it really depends on if you're going to try and do it on your own, or if you have people to do it with, and it also depends on what your end game is. Like, maybe you just want to grind honor levels for honor level rewards, maybe you want to try and grind out vicious mounts, maybe you want to get into RBGs. I always almost say RGBs. You just want to get into those flashing neon lights. Maybe you want to do arena. Maybe you want to be a gladiator. So depending on what your end game is, you'll want to focus different different fields. The thing with RGBs are, darn it, RBGs, rated battlegrounds. They are the fastest way to grind vicious mount progress. Like an RGB win will give you the fastest amount of, or the largest amount of credit towards your vicious mount. And they also have the benefit you can just join like YOLO RBGs, which don't really worry too much about your experience or whatnot, and you can just kind of go in and play it like an unrated one. You'll still need to get your rating up above 1400, I believe, in order for the wins to count for your vicious mount. But that's probably like the lowest pressure way to do it. But RBGs are often... I avoid them because I find that, you know, there's going to be 9 other people in there. And if they're in voice, which will help, but if they're in voice, your odds are really good that at least one of them is going to be ragingly toxic. And that's just not a fun experience for me. At least with 3s. The odds are lower that someone's going to be ragingly toxic, and then if they are, you're not committed for as long, so you can switch groups if need be. I did get the hippo. I did. I last minute ground out my hippo games with the help of a few of my friends. And I really want to catch up on vicious mounts. I really should just, like, get over it and accept that I'm going to be really bad. And maybe I should do it off stream. But I don't know. I don't know if I enjoy it enough to do it as like a relaxing thing, my free time off stream. You know, you could always just be asleep or like reading a book or doing anything else, so. Plus, on stream is when I tend to find people to play with, because a lot of the time that I spend trying to queue arena, I'm just trying to find partners. And that is something that is just easier to do if you're streaming, especially on Twitch. Not so much on YouTube, but on Twitch, you'll get people driving by that that you can meet that are in the same kind of boat as you. Or at least that's what I found in 2014. Maybe it's changed since then. So yeah, I should do it one of these days. We'll see. I need to make some more videos. I need to get caught up on that. Now that that pet guide is done, it should go a little quicker, theoretically. We'll see. That took me like 2 weeks. So WoW streamer does mount-offs. Try to unlock Drainer Pathfinder with time walking. Don't want to farm rep there. What am I doing? I'll do it on this character. It won't have a chance for Love Rocket, but it will give her all kinds of experience, and that's kind of fun. Hate the dungeon in TBC with the Beholder boss. I think it makes your cast time longer. Sucks with Holy Valley Master. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. TBC time walking is one of my least favorites. I think that's my least favorite one. I think it's the hardest one. It's the one that is the least forgiving when it's scaled up. Like, the Kata one, I think, would be about on par, except for the fact that I know the Kata fights. I don't know the TBC fights. I should by now, but I still don't. What am I doing? We're looking for Crown Chemical. Do a little tank. A little tanky tank. Thanks for the advice. Not sure what my goal is. Have to think about it. Did you name your hippo? I mean, you can't, like, officially in-game name your mounts. I'm sure I could name it in my heart. I know this was, like, a whole thing that Taliesin was after that he got. He had, like, his whole hippo watch thing. Did he name his? Was that a thing? Does his have a name? He's just such a chunky boy. Actually looks not bad with the paladin. Kind of matches my armor. Kind of into that. Such a big hippo. And closer to that Lightforged heritage, right? I actually don't know what the Lightforged heritage looks like, to be completely honest with you. I don't remember. I remember what the Dark Iron stuff looks like because I looked it up recently, but I don't remember what the Lightforged stuff is supposed to be. I'm just wearing a... I have no idea. I farmed a few sets back in Cataclysm for my paladin, and I've just kept those ones. His is Maurice. A stellar name for a fine hippopotamus. I don't know. What does he look like? I don't know if I bonded with him enough to name him. The problem is he doesn't fit through doors. He's too big. He'll fit through... He doesn't fit through the gate leading out of Borealis, and that's my threshold for whether or not I'll ride a mount around. I kind of want to name him Albus, but Albus Dumbledore, which is the only Albus that I know of, wasn't a terribly, like, hippo-proportioned man. He doesn't really remind you of a hippo in any way. Oh, I'm supposed to be tanking. That's me. Whoops. But it just feels like a hippo name, you know? Tally loves that he doesn't fit. Yeah, I can see it. So I'm going to get him over here, and I'm going to hodge him, and then people can cleave. Hooray. Oh, also, I can use my racial. I've really come around on that Light's Judgment Lightforged racial. It does so much damage. It slaps. It bonks. It booms. What else do the kids say? I don't know. It's good. Hagrid? Hagrid to me implies, well, that's the funny thing, is Hagrid to me implies something older. I feel like my hippo is quite youthful. And I know that Dumbledore is way older than Hagrid, so my logic falls apart, like, instantly. I don't know. He just feels like an Albus. You know, sometimes it doesn't have to make sense. I was trying to brainstorm some names for fish, because when I like to often daydream about the day that I am able to get... See, look at that. It's like half a level. It's so good. I like to daydream about the day I'm able to adopt some goldfish. I will have 3 of them. They will... I want right now, and I could change my mind before I get to getting them, because I'm going to have a house and a big tank and all that, but I want 3 of them. I would like them all to be fantails, 1 calico, 1 red, and then 1 red and white. And I don't know what I want to name them. Like, I named my betta fish after an Overwatch League player. I almost said character. Player. And that's fine. I'm a big fan of the team. But betta fish live for like 2 or 3 years. Goldfish live for like 10 to 15 years, you know, assuming that they're properly taken care of, which I hope I would. I'll skip to more hippo-capable characters. So... I don't know if I have faith in Overwatch League as an institution to continue for the duration of a goldfish's proper lifespan. The other thing is that with goldfish, you don't really determine their gender. You can, but unless you're trying to breed them, you don't really worry about it. It's not like an immediately visually apparent thing with most of them. So I probably wouldn't stress too much about trying to figure out what gender they are. And I don't know how that affects the names at all. Like with a betta fish, I'm only a male betta fish kind of person. I've never done the female bettas, so it's pretty easy to just find boy names. But so glad I made my Lightforge a Pally. Pally is my favorite race for class for Lightforge. I know it's cliche, but I don't care. Halbus. Goldfish can get pretty darn big. My plan is a 75-gallon tank for 3 fancy goldfish, for 3 fantails. That's my plan. It's not about where the fish is going to fit, although you do want the fish to be able to turn around. It's about diluting their waste to keep your water parameters within safe levels in between water changes. You can safely keep goldfish in a smaller tank, but you would need to be doing like twice weekly, 3 times weekly water changes. Otherwise, your fish are at risk. They might not immediately keel over, but they're at risk of suffering health complications or a reduced lifespan. You could name your goldfish after the 3 sisters of the moon boss in Tomb of Sargeras. What were their names? Home, Raids, was Legion, Tomb, Sisters, Casparian, Yathe, and Lunaspire. Good goldfish names. Kind of a big mouthful. You know, that's a good, especially, yes, what was it, Yasparian? I already forgot. Yatharian, Casparian, and Yathe. Yathe is it doesn't really, like, roll off your tongue. Okay. Any luck? Of course not. It's statistically nearly impossible. I was excited when I thought Hazel was going to go Void Elf main instead of Gnome. Wait, am I allowed to bash gnomes here? Do so at your own risk. I won't ban you, but I can't speak for everybody. No, I like my Void Elf. I like her. But it doesn't feel like me. I don't feel the same sense of connection that I do with my gnome. Which is funny because it's not like I look like that. She's very short, and I am somewhat tall. I'm not a giant, but I'm 5'10". I'm tall. I've skipped a character. I need to go back and do my hunter. I found a pig called Second Breakfast in WoW. No, my main is not the Void Elf. I still main the gnome. I thought I was gonna switch, and then I didn't. Couldn't do it. I guess I'll just run this character while I've logged into him. He still lives inside here. I found that you're right, the cushion trick does work for leaving. I don't need to leave, so I'm not going to, but the cushion trick, laying the cushion toy outside of the wall will work. Gnomes are okay. Elves are loves. Torin like to step on gnomes. Someone stepped on me. Someone stepped on me last night in Raid. We were doing Mechatork and I got shrunk, and somebody actually stepped on me and stunned me, and I was mad. I didn't see who it was. I was just, hey, watch it. I know I'm tiny, but watch it. Hi, Hazel. Sup, Malachi? And this tea, I went for a comfort tea pick because I've had quite a day. Something about PTR testing just, like, stresses me right out because, especially earlier on when we were DCing every, like, 2.5 minutes, I know it's out of my control and I know I'm doing my best, but for whatever reason, I'm just, like, internally panicking the entire time. I can't help it. I can't calm down. I tried. So when we finished up with that and I got myself some tea, I went for like a comfort pick, but my comfort pick is a black tea that I often drink for breakfast. So I might be up for a while tonight. Might be a late night. It's Friday. It's Friday. Am I supposed to go anywhere this weekend? I know I have to go to the dentist on Monday. Which isn't so much annoying, like I don't have to get like stabbed or anything this week, but just getting out there, it's like really far, so it just takes out half of my weekday. You don't have to look like your main. That's true. That's true. I do occasionally, like depending on the game, sometimes with games with really detailed character creation, I like to try and make my character look like me, but it's tough go sometimes. Easier now that I have brightly colored hair, because you can just like match the hair color and then that's like close enough to kind of make it look close. People play PTR for stuff other than just mucking around on new races. I play PTR pretty exclusively for either videos or raid testing, which I suppose is videos. But raid testing was the activity of the day. I like raid testing, in theory, on paper. I am very, very grateful to the guild that I ran with today. I'm in their Discord now, so I can get into future runs. And I am just so relieved to have a reliable, organized group to run with, and I hope that they do every raid testing until the end of time so I never have to find anybody else because I appreciate it so much. Okay, there we go. No luck. What do you do? Yeah, they're great. Give me Culturan already. Gonna get a mecha gnome. I always thought you were short. Nope, not me. I think I sound short. Oh, wait, went out. Can I? Yeah, I'll just leave the camera on, doesn't matter. If I turn it off, it's going to have a... Oh, no, it won't. Okay. I can't turn it off. Never mind. I can just turn it off. What's with the metal straw? Don't see lots of people use them. So, a couple of reasons. One, it's not disposable, which is nice, so I'm not throwing plastic away. I'm not like a zero plastic person, but I do try and either recycle or use as little plastic as I can manage, mostly just because I watched Blue Planet and David Attenborough gave me a heck of a guilt trip. And turtles are really cute. And it's the right thing to do. But, okay, so that's one reason, is reducing my plastic waste. The other reason is I drink them with hot drinks, and you don't want to use a plastic straw with a hot drink because plastic and hot things is just, I don't know, my mom told me not to. something leaches into it. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not going to bother with it. And the reason why I'm using a straw is to get the liquid past my teeth as quickly as possible, because I suffer from extremely vulnerable teeth. I get dental issues very easily, even when I am meticulous about my dental care. So using a straw with any kind of beverage that's not water helps to reduce the amount of time that my teeth are in contact with other stuff. I don't have sugar in my tea, but just the acidity of it isn't great, and I'm not about to give up tea. So I use a straw, and then I also alternate whenever I remember with water, which can help. I'm gonna put up a vlog on Crucible. Oh, you like the vlogs? Like the guides? I'll do guides. I'll for sure do guides. The old model gnomes used to freak me out. The new model gnome faces are quite something. They never really cheered them up much. The gnome faces used to be happy looking, and they're just grumpy now. And I think they used to be even grumpier, and they fixed it like a little bit, but I don't mind, because like the dark circles under the eyes kind of reflects how I feel on the inside a lot of the time. So I don't mind it, but I can see how some gnomes would not enjoy it. He's good at doing that. Guild trips. Hazel was fairly tall when I met her at BlizzCon. I was surprised that more people weren't taken aback by it. But there's also an effect that if you see somebody mostly on camera, you tend to think of them as larger than life, or at least as large. So if I was short, I might seem overly tiny if you met me, just because you've normally seen me on camera. It's like people meet movie stars and whatever, and then not that I'm a movie star, but people, you know, that meet actual real celebrities are struck by the fact that they're human-sized as opposed to like big screen-sized. What race do you think best fits Hunters and Alliance? Mine is a Nelf. I agree with you on Nelf. There's something to be said for Dwarf. Specifically, the Dwarf Hunter. Like, I feel like Nelf for Marks, and then Dwarf for BM. Because that vanilla WoW trailer, Dwarf Hunter with his gun and his bear, is a very striking image that comes to mind when I think of Hunters. So that's the one that I think fits thematically. Racial-wise, I have no idea. Culture ants. Humans fit best. Dwarf Heritage Armor looks great. A gaming movie star. Should I call the things like my videos? I make gaming movies. It's so hard to explain what I do to like my tax people. I don't think that would help though. I think that would make it more complicated. Also, not true. Every race has an aesthetic, and I think they make cool hunters. Hunter, I think, is one of the classes that flexes to the most races in a way that makes sense. Like some race class combos, I'm not mad that they exist, but they don't feel as correct to me as others. But hunters, you know, anybody can go make friends with a cat and then shoot things. Anybody can do that. So I think it makes sense that almost... Is it every race? Are there any races that cannot be hunters anymore? No? I thought hunters were the only race that any, or the only class that any race can be, but I might be mistaken. Hi, Hazel. What's up, Lee? How you doing? No, as far as I know, no additional heritage armor in 815 outside of the obvious Culturan and Zandalari. Gaming short films. No, you can be a Belf Warrior. You can definitely be a Belf Warrior. Gnome Hunters were the last one that we needed? Yeah. Humans were able to become hunters since Cataclysm, which may have been when they did gnomes as well. I know Cata, they opened up a lot of race class combinations that were previously closed off. Love your videos? Oh, thanks. I want to keep snacking, but I don't want to chew too loudly. I also have that cookie. just gonna chew over here. I don't know if I'm doing this right, by the way. It's just chemical, so it doesn't matter. Warlock dots fall off so easily. I say that I like playing dot classes, but the nice thing with Shadow Priest is that you don't reapply your dots that often. You want to have them up, but it doesn't take nearly as much time to reapply as I think Affliction locks have to spend on it. Sometimes I think that I would prefer an Affliction lock because it would be like a more fleshed out version of Shadow Priest, but then I changed my mind. Gnome Priest was Kata, Gnome Hunter was Legend? Oh. Human Hunter was Kata, right? Yeah, not that it matters. Okay, anything? Oh no, that's the chocolate box. That's the heart-shaped box. Nothing. Nothing. I did not get the hyena, no. I skipped my 100, didn't I? You like that bow? I was always using something else, but I needed to redo my transmog, and they added some really nice appearances in Warlords. How you enjoying BFA? I'm getting a pretty big kick out of it, especially lately. First patch wasn't great for me. First patch in like through Old Year was only okay. I was spending a lot of time playing other games. But ever since 8.1, I've been super into it. How many characters do you have in all? I don't know. Less than 20 and more than 10. I haven't counted lately. Ever since the server cap became more than, like, I forgot, I don't remember how many the server cap is, but I'm not at the server cap, so I've lost track. Less than 20 and more than 10. Only 2 of them are 120. Most of them are kind of like 110 to 114-ish, just from experience they get from doing stuff like this. I like Tauren Paladins a lot more than I thought I would. I didn't feel like they made a whole lot of sense, but they look really good. Sunwalkers look real good in the armor and with like the animations and everything. I still don't really understand Troll Paladins. Like, I understand it lore-wise. I'm gonna need to see it more. I think that's why they did the Champion of Light as a troll, was to make us, you know, feel those Troll Paladin vibes, but it still looks weird to me. It's gonna take me some time to get used to it. Do you think Blizzard will ever redo professions and make them worthwhile? I hope so. I think they are, like, if you're just talking economically, there are some economically worthwhile professions, and there are interesting things to do with them. There's always something that you can find or craft that is, like, oddly profitable. It's just a question whether or not you can sell it. And it is kind of nice how, like, there's just all of this built up, this built up sort of repository of recipes and materials and everything. Like, if you want to go craft something from an old expansion, you've got a whole adventure of finding out where the recipe is, and then finding out where the mats are, and then crafting it. Like, there's all of this sort of content. But I do think that they could very much stand to, like, trash the whole profession system. But at least the way they do it now. I don't think that the recent method of professions, I don't think they've really nailed it yet. They've been trying to make professions fun ever since, I mean, I feel like in Pandaria you started with daily cooldowns, then in Warlords you had your whole garrison profession thing, and then Legion had Obliterum, and now we've got, like, scrapping and whatnot. And I feel like the more they try, the worse it gets, at least as far as it being actually enjoyable. And I wouldn't mind if they just, like, scrapped the whole thing and did something completely different. I don't think they'll do it. Or, if you're not going to do something completely different, stop doing all the weird stuff that they've added, and just go back to a, you know, you get recipes from places, you get mats, you craft things, you sell them, like, you know, something a little more old school. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, it's Toxic Wasteland number 32. Those are not worth anything anymore. Started a female Dark Iron Dwarf BM Hunter. Is BM a good spec? I don't know which ones are good in terms of damage. I don't know what hunters are playing. I think BM is a really good spec to learn Hunter on. I think it's like the user-friendly one. It lets you have the coolest pets. And it usually does pretty good damage. I haven't seen it patch in a while. BM's usually playable. I don't know if they're the best. They might be. Felt very one-clicky. Hope it gets more fun at max level. BM, I think, is probably, and you guys could argue with me here, but I think it's probably the simplest damage spec in the game in terms of what you need to manage and what you need to do. You don't have all that many buttons, and they interact in fairly predictable ways. Which makes it good if you'd rather have that extra, like, brain RAM, I guess, open up for doing mechanics and stuff. Like, that's why I think one of the reasons why hunters end up doing, actually, never mind, I'm making that up. Hunters end up doing raid mechanics because they can do all their damage while moving. A spammable filler. Hang on. OBS reconnection. Did OBS disconnect? Am I good? Live stream offline. I don't know what that was all about. Refresh the page. If you refresh the page, it should be. And see if that works. Still can't see it. Yeah, it looks like it dropped. I don't know why. It seemed like a Windows thing. Like, Windows beeped at me and told me that it was back. Which was strange. That's never happened to me before. What was I talking about? Something I don't understand. What else is new? Found Paladin more fun in terms of mechanic? I like Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest is fun. Shadow Priest is so OP right now. I do so much damage relative to the rest of my guild. I don't think I'm doing especially good for a Shadow Priest. Especially now that I don't have another one to compare notes with. I just kind of like read the guides and do my best. So it's going to be only like okay. I'm usually in the 70 to 80-ish% item level percentile for rankings, and that's fine by me. That's close enough. But compared to everybody else in my raid, it's disgusting. And I know that, like, it's not to my credit or anything. It's because the fights in VoD are very Shadow Priest favored, which I appreciate. And Shadows is just OP right now. I am enjoying it while it lasts. Conclave and Rosticon, I both had a pretty good margin. For those fights. I'm gonna eat some of this cookie. Hang on. It's very important. Oh, bed. I think it's YouTube. YouTube is like trying to convince me to switch to Twitch, I swear. It's just the spirits of the universe telling me. I raid 2 nights a week. And with my guild, we do heroic raiding. We are 7 of 9 heroic VoD right now. And we don't raid for the entire tier. Like, we raid until we've cleared it. Because we're not a mythic guild. So we'll raid until we've cleared heroic. And then we'll clear it like a few more times. Like 3 or 4 farm weeks. And then we'll take a break until the next tier is out. So half of the year I'm not raiding because we just don't continue to farm. Because after nobody needs the gear anymore, there isn't really a good point. Think you should raid more? More than 2 nights a week? Like right now, hang on, I'm gonna eat more cookie. Alright. Because each night, like when we raid a night, we raid for 3 hours at a time. And that's about as long as I can go. I couldn't do longer than a 3-hour raid night. I'm toast at the end of 3 hours. But, right now I can see raiding more often, like on an alt or something like that. Because I'm, like, super into WoW right now. So my brain is all like, oh, I should have a tank alt. I should have a healer alt. I should have, like, a warlock alt. I should gear up a second character. And then either pug raids on it, or stream raids on it, or just, like, go to my guild's alt run. But some part of me, deep down in my heart, just says, that's a bad idea. I haven't maintained a raid alt since Warlords, and it was for one patch that I had, like, a decently geared raid alt. It just takes so much time, and it doesn't really offer me any benefits, because I'm already having the raid experience on my main character. So while it's fun, I'm better off using, like, I would rather, if I'm going to use that time to, like, get WoW stuff for myself, I would rather be farming, like, mounts and pets and toys and rep and stuff. Or if I'm going for, like, improvement and achievement and learning new things in WoW, I should probably be practicing Arena. I should probably be queuing Arena. So, it sounds like a good idea, but I don't know if it's a good idea. There's something to be said for the concept of a viewer stream raid, though. Especially if I was tanking and I could, like, raid lead. I know it's gone, like, kind of iffily in previous times, but I feel like if I had enough practice raid leading, I could become a little more decisive about it and just, like, know what's going on. Because I generally know the fights now that I've started making guides for them. I have a reasonable idea of what people need to do. So to just, like, tell people what they need to do and then assign roles and then monitor them. I think I'm capable of it, but I would definitely need some practice. I am not used to being in that kind of a role. And responsibility terrifies me. There is no flying in BFA yet. A2. Think you'd do better in the long run on Twitch. I think that I would start out with fewer viewers because it's very easy for someone who's familiar with my videos on YouTube but not usually a stream watcher to find my YouTube stream, because YouTube advertises it to people that watch my videos. It'll show up in the sidebar and it'll show up in your home screen and whatever. So I think I would have less initial viewers because I would lose out on that burst of people that are already familiar with me. And I think that's one of the things that gives us such a nice stream here, is that you don't really get drive-by trolls on YouTube because nobody's driving on YouTube. Like, if you're here, you're probably here for the stream, and that makes everybody really pleasant and we have a good time. But I think that the growth potential would be better on Twitch because you have more drive-by traffic. So while some people may drive by and be really toxic, every now and then somebody would drive by that's never heard of us before, and they would hang out, and maybe they would like it, and maybe they'd stay. So I think I think there's better chance for growth, but it would be smaller initially. Also, I would need more moderators. YouTube's killing me. I think it's my internet going on the fritz. Is it me? My internet looks good. I don't think it's my connection. It might be YouTube. Can't stand the emote spam on Twitch. I could use a middle ground. Like, we're very text heavy here, which is good for discussion. But part of me is a little sad that my member emotes don't see more use among members. Not that it matters, but you know, I drew some of them. I drew some of them, then I commissioned some of them. And there's just oh, I should just finish drinking this before I knock it over. There's no emote culture on YouTube, for sure. Oh, I've entered too many instances. Oops. Alright, well, that's the end of that. Jordan, thank you very much for becoming a member. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. On topic, I hope you enjoy your new emotes. You get a member badge. Appreciate the support. Signed up for Twitch this week. If you go to Twitch, I'm ready. Probably missed this, but why are all of your tunes in Shadow Thorn Valley? Stranglethorn Vale. I'm tired. They are there because we do weekly mount farming in Zul'Gurub for the armored Rizashi Raptor that I still need, so I just keep them all in Fort Livingston so I can fly them up there real quick. Twitch has more ways to support content creators. It does. Yeah. It does. Last time that we were... Hazel's shutting down. I'm gonna do my Dark Shore, or my Arathi World Quest. The last time that we were seriously considering it, I did a poll, but I did it here on YouTube. And it was close, but YouTube definitely won. But that was here on YouTube, and I said I was gonna do like a Twitch poll, and like a Patreon poll, and like a Twitter poll and whatnot, and then I never did. So, I don't really know how to... I don't know. I should probably just... I don't know. Decisions are hard. Where am I going? Wrong character. Not where I need to be. I doubt I would follow you to Twitch. I watch Asmon's Twitch stream on YouTube. How do I get to Island Invasions? Do I have to be 120? Island Expeditions, you do not have to be 120. You can queue for them at the Island Expedition table, and I will show you where that is in just a moment. YouTube delay is awful. YouTube delay is pretty good. My delay of me reading chat is a different issue. I get very behind sometimes, but when it's set to ultra low delay, which right now it is, it's usually pretty quick. It's just a matter of me being slow reading chat. I did go through a whole period where I had it set to super high delay and I had forgotten to turn it off. I had that set up when I was like queuing Pet Battle PvP. So there were a couple of streams a few months ago where you could have been in like a time walking run or something and seen like a huge delay. But that wasn't a YouTube fault, that was a me having the wrong settings fault. So if you're looking to queue Island Expeditions, you are Alliance, you want to come right down here. Here's your queue table. Talk to the table, and you should be able to queue for a normal Island Expedition. If you're a Horde, it's at the docks. It's like down sort of here, I want to say. I think that's where the Horde table is. I'm not 100%. I haven't done a Horde Island Expedition. Oh yeah, that's true. You do unlock them with the War Campaign. Forgot about that. You are absolutely correct. Eat the rest of this cookie. I love the snacking means I don't have to decide what to have for dinner yet. What do I have? I've been meaning to make a quiche. I guess I can make it now. I only have one pie plate. Like one glass pie dish. And it was dirty for ages because I had made apple pie in it. And it was like super sticky, so I was soaking it. But it's finally clean now, so I guess I should make that quiche. I wonder if my spinach is still good. I think it should be fine. What else was I going to put in the quiche? I don't have any sun-dried tomatoes. I have an actual tomato. Might be too wet. What first made you play WoW? I was in high school about 10 years ago, and all my friends were into WoW. And it's very, very boring to stand around with your social circle and have them talk endlessly about a video game that you do not play. So I essentially just got real, real bored. And my high school boyfriend at the time played too, and would often play WoW instead of hanging out with me because, you know, high school. And I eventually just figured if I can't beat them, I may as well join them. So I started playing, and then they all quit. And 10 years passed, and I'm somehow still here. Get to see Hazel live. Welcome, Kyla. I'm probably not going to go for, well, I guess I'll stream for as long as I feel like. I only feel obligated to stream for another 10 minutes because that's the extra hour to kind of make up for the reduced time. And that's going to put me at kind of like a 2-hour stream, but I might go a little further. I don't want to push it too far because I believe my poor dear husband is waiting to, oh, I don't want that, to download Apex Legends until I'm done with the stream. Our bandwidth is odd in that you can't really, like if he starts downloading something while I'm streaming, my stream drops. So, so I think he's waiting. So I won't go too long because I think he wants to try it. Yeah, I have spinach, I have feta. Usually I do like, oh, I have mushrooms. I can fry up some mushrooms. Garlic mushrooms. That was a good cookie. I enjoyed that cookie a lot. I felt like I wanted it, and I did. Like, sometimes you're just eating a cookie because it's, like, cookie eating time. Or, like, someone offers you a cookie, and you're like, I could eat a cookie, and then you eat it. And it's okay, but, like, you didn't really want it. I really wanted that cookie. You dig? Twitch, YouTube thing. What if you stream simultaneously? Get the friendly, fun chat. Viewers get their choice of platform. I would not be able to... So the reason I don't do the multi-stream thing is, one, I would not be able to partner my Twitch stream. Like, if you are a Twitch partner, you may not stream the exact same content to another platform. So I could stream on both, but I wouldn't be able to do the same stream to both. So my Twitch stream would have to remain unpartnered. Secondly, I could not, in good conscience, ignore a chat, especially knowing there would be people that wouldn't understand that would be trying to chat with me. So I would feel bad about that, even if I had made it as clear as I could. I would still feel bad about that, and that would suck. And then if I tried to read two chats, or if I got a program that combined the two chats, then you still have people in a chat that are wondering what on earth message I'm responding to that they can't see in their chat. It's just a confusing and messy experience. It has a couple of downsides that I don't think is worth trying to multi-stream. I've more or less decided against it. Midnight stream confirmed. Why Alliance? I just like Alliance. It helps that my raiding guild is Alliance. I'm sure if my guild leader had initially, like, decided to dig his heels in and make the guild Horde, I probably would have found some Horde races to play and I would be Horde right now. But I have always preferred Alliance races overall, slightly. I give a great preference to Alliance cities. I prefer their cities a lot. I hate Orgrimmar. I love Stormwind. And I just like getting around their areas. And, you know, you gotta pick a side sometimes. Oh, my camera's frozen. I wonder if I need to, hang on, I think if I do this, and then this again. No, that won't do it. Oh, will it do it? I think I set up my, yeah, I set up my OBS, so that should work. There we go. I can fix it like that. It won't fix it, but it'll troubleshoot it for now. Forgot what I was saying. I was just having a good old time listening to myself talk. So much better when you actually want them, right? Right? Last night. So last night, what was yesterday? Monday. I finished Raid. We finished Raid a little early because we had progressed through 3 bosses and nobody's hearts were in killing Sturmwall, or like progressing on Sturmwall, because we didn't have enough time to actually kill it. And so we were just kind of there to like see the fight and progress a little bit, but everybody was tired. So we finished the raid probably like a half hour early. And I was exhausted and kind of stressed out. I don't really know why. Happens sometimes. It's life. And I just like went and collapsed on the couch to watch my favorite Overwatch League team play, because Seoul Dynasty was playing the Chengdu Hunters, who are new. So I like got all curled up on my couch to watch that game, and then I decided that I really wanted chocolate. I kind of wanted chocolate pudding. I was like looking into what it would take to make that, but then it looked like it would take too much time, and I had to be able to do it during halftime. So I settled on making a chocolate mug cake, which is like a you make chocolate cake basically, but you just microwave it. Theoretically in a mug, although I do it in cereal bowls, like just bowls, because it's easier to clean. And it's like the same size. My mugs are really big. So I made some of that and had a nice time just like being an absolute lump, eating chocolate cake and watching Overwatch League. Although I undersugared the cake a little bit. Like that recipe calls for so much sugar. It's like a quarter cup of flour and then a quarter cup of sugar. And usually it's like way too sweet. So I've used less, but I think I went too far in the other direction because it tasted more like salt than it did sugar. Hubby does enjoy his new PC, I hope. He's using it. That's a good sign. He said he likes it. Stream put both chats in the bottom. I don't want to have chat on my screen. On my screen. I think it looks too messy. I prefer, and this isn't like a value judgment, you know, there's good reasons to do it the other way, but for my stream, I prefer to have it fairly clean and fairly content driven. So if I'm going to have a thing on my screen, I want that to be like a thing to look at that you would want to look like a camera, basically. Like I have my camera, and then when I have a light in the aquarium, I'll have like the cat camera, right? Or the cat camera, the fish cam. I don't want to have like a big scrolling, and don't quote me on this, I could change my mind, but I don't want to have like a big scrolling, you know, like top D, latest sub, latest follower, donation goal, music playing, current sponsor, join me for Anthem launch, you know, like there's just like a lot of stuff on the screen, and I find that it's a little exhausting to look at. So just for my stream, at least for now, I would prefer to keep it a little more minimal, and a big part of that is not having chat displayed on the screen. because some viewers don't want chat. Some viewers don't participate in chat. I don't know what the percentage is like for my stream, but some people, like, I know for if I'm watching somebody's Twitch stream, usually I'm just putting it on like either my other monitor or my TV, and often I'll just close chat. It, like, especially depending on the kind of stream. Like for Overwatch League, I never watch that with chat. And having it on screen, like, just kind of takes away people's choice to opt out of it. So I'd prefer to not do that for now. I could change my mind though. That's always true. I'll say all kinds of stuff on stream, but I always reserve the right to change my mind because that's what people do. Cool to hear the creator side about Twitch and YouTube. I hope it's not too boring. I really like listening to YouTubers and streamers talk about their business side of it, but that might just be because I am a YouTuber/streamer. And I never really get to talk to my peers about their backends because that's just not really a thing that happens that much. So I don't know if that's why I find it interesting, or if it's just, I feel like I always used to get a kick out of that stuff. It's kind of fun to see behind the scenes. Pet leveling after the XP changes. There is a section on that in my brand new, just released Beginner's Guide to Pet Battling. And the gist of it is do BFA Pet Battle World Quests. They will scale down to your level, so even if you don't have any pets level, they will scale down to the level of your pets. Do BFA Pet Battle World Quests when they offer polished pet charms, and when you get 60 polished pet charms, take those to the vendor, location shown in the video, and purchase yourself an Ultimate Battle Training Stone. That's the new way to do it. Pudding. So the first thing that I like tried to make out of a cookbook as a child, somebody gave me like a vegetarian cookbook because I decided to become a pescatarian, but that wasn't a thing, so it was a vegetarian cookbook. And the first thing I tried to make out of it, funnily enough, not even slightly related to not having meat, because it was never supposed to have meat, but it was like a chocolate pudding served inside of a hollowed out orange peel. And then you, in some way, used either the orange juice or like part of the orange to like infuse the chocolate pudding with like orange. It was like this whole orange chocolate pudding thing. And I tried to make it and it was bad because I was like 12 and I wasn't very good at anything. But I feel like it's a good idea. And just making like a cornstarch chocolate pudding can't be that hard, right? Right? Although I guess I really did kind of drop the ball in the whole balloon cookie thing. So, I don't know. Clip for future quoting. Setup feels more personal. I like it. I like it. Could always change my mind. There's definitely value in having like especially on Twitch, a Twitch stream, like your latest sub and your latest donator will, just statistically speaking, those do get you more subs and donations. But I don't know. I feel like you can still appreciate them without having them like stay on the screen. Hi Hazel, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. Hello. They fixed XP gains a little faster. They've changed it a bunch of times. I feel like it's faster. What was I doing? I don't know when oh, I got that add-on actually. I got saved instances. So this should be able to tell me, I think. I thought saved instances was going to be able to tell me when I'm allowed to do dungeons again. Because I hit my instance lockout, right? I thought it was going to be able to tell me when I was allowed back in. I wanted an island expedition, but that's an instance too, isn't it? Because you can only do 10 an hour. Am I just using this wrong? It says right click to configure saved instances. So is there a way, like I know I have it warn me when I'm about to hit my instance cap. I only saw the warning when I actually hit my instance cap and couldn't take my rogue into, Crown Chemical. It doesn't properly count queues. Oh, that's the only thing I want it for. Bummer. Fudge over cake. Fudge is too rich for me. Like, I will nibble on a piece of maple fudge, but chocolate fudge is too much for me. It's too rich. Maple fudge, though. Maple fudge. Cake over pudding. Nah, dog. Nah. Pastry. and then pudding, and then cake. But I would put moose below cake. Moose just looks like it's pudding, but then it's not, and I'm mad. Hey, Hazel? What's up? Alea? Is that how I say that? Can you press 0, look at weekly rate? Has that changed? I want to know when my 10 instances per hour lockout is expired. I know what I'm locked out to. I just want to know when that 10 per hour goes up. And I don't know of any way to track that. Alea. Cobbles, blackberry, peach. Ooh. Blackberry and a lot of things. You guys are gonna make me hungry again. Blackberry is the preferred berry. If there is a choice of berries, if you can get some fresh blackberries, that is in fact the preferred berry. Well, if I can't do any instances, it is 6. I would do some islands or like some time walking or something, but I don't know when I'm allowed back in instances. And I also don't know if I have enough conversational power left in me to sustain a hyena farming stream for very long. I run out of things to say really quickly when I'm not doing much, which is funny because it's not like the thing I'm doing is powering my speech in any way. I'm not usually talking about the mount run that I'm doing, but for whatever reason, as soon as I just start standing in the same place and farming the same thing, I just run out of things to talk about. My Canada is showing. Listen, maple as a flavor is delightful regardless of my Canadianness, you know? I've never met anybody, Canadian or not, that was like, ew, maple, no. I mean, never. What do you think about Borealis' design? It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. It'll be hard for them to top this as a city for me. See, hyena farming? You know, the thing that really puts the Love Rocket drop rate into perspective for me is the fact that it's like the same, it's actually worse than the hyena drop rate, except that it's like 1 try per character per day for only 2 weeks. Whereas the hyena, you can get try, and like farm them, and it still takes you hours. And the Love Rocket is actually a lower drop rate. 1 in 3,333 compared to like 1 in 3,000. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. You know what I've decided I'm going to do? I'm going to take my druid to Darkshore and kill those 2 rares that drop mounts. I'm not going to worry about the Kodo thing, but the other 2 rares that drop mounts that I need. Because Darkshore's reset, so I'll see if we can get a mount that way. Maples to bomb. Good. I am glad to see that I have a stream of good taste. Keldori Nightsaber drop for me? Congrats! Greenbet Borealis. I can't wait until we have flying so I can fly around here. I already just take the flight pass to Pradmore Keep so I can like hang out in the shops and houses around there. But I feel like I'll explore it more. Headphones match my hair? My headphones are white. My hair's not white, not yet. One day. Okay, so we're gonna go kill... I'm not worried about toys. We're gonna go kill that one for the bear, and then that one for the Umber Nightsaber. Those are the 2 non-Kodo mounts that I still need. Is that correct? Darkshore. Yeah, so Blackpaw and Umber Nightsaber are the 2 mounts we're gonna try. So this up here, that's the actual bear. There should be the hunter. There we go. That's the one. I like that a lot of these rares are soloable. It's a little harder in this character because her gear's not as good. But it's nice that you can just kind of like land and do most of these. At least the ones that drop mounts anyways. I don't know how hard a Lashioneer is actually, now that I say that. Alright, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Darn it. You know what my problem was? Is I just said fingers crossed. I didn't actually cross my fingers. I think I jinxed it. It took me 4 hours to pull that hyena out. Who was your favorite lore character? I mean, Anduin's my boy. But now that he's getting more screen time, I feel like I should be a hipster and switch to somebody who gets less screen time, just because when they start becoming central to the story, they start like changing. And I don't know if Anduin is always going to be that hopeful young priest that I was so fond of. I do like Anduin though. Where are you at? Oh yeah, Pats, that's right. This one might be a little gross to do just on my druid, especially because there's going to be ads. So let's just try our best and do some hoping. I'm going to pop bark skin, lay down some AoE, and then try to get these side dudes down so that they're not hitting me anymore. I'm going to hop myself up, get my Swiftmen cooldown rolling. That should top me. And then we can go back to single targeting. I do have a stun available. I'm going to wait until he does something that sounds scary. I don't know what he does, but if something sounds scary, I'll stun him. It looks like we're going to be fine. No problem. Not as hard as I thought it was going to be, actually. Okay, actual fingers crossed. Darn it. I don't have lucky fingers today. Oh well. Won't farm anything worse than 1 in 100. Butterscotch. Solid pudding. New to your channel, been loving the content. Welcome, David Mars. Congrats on the 115. Silence. And I'm done for today. I'm done for today. Honestly, I'm gonna brush my teeth. I feel like I need to brush my teeth, so I'm gonna go do that. But thank you guys very much for watching the stream. Thank you for the patience. I know we had a tough start today. Appreciate all of your guys' support. If you are interested in the maybe Twitch thing, my Twitch name to follow is the same as my YouTube name. It's Twitch/Hazelnuttygames. I don't know if I'll do it. We'll see. But you'll never know if you don't follow it. So, I mean, there's that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.